times. And oh, just like that river I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change's gonna come.
I'm Steve, and I've been working in Colombia off and on for 10 years. I'm a humanitarian. I come to Colombia. I don't work for nobody. I am here to investigate where $10 billion what has happened to $10 billion that United States sent here in over 10 years of fighting. We're supposed to make people's lives better. But these are the indigenous people in one community. And I've been coming here and there's no money for change. I see no change in these people's lives. If you ask any one of them what has happened in their life, do you have better homes, better schools, more money for your families, jobs? None of that. And until we get jobs, and there will be no peace in Colombia. Peace comes from helping people, to give them hope. You cannot stop hunger with guns and bullets. The only way you can stop hunger and give these people some hope is by helping them, by giving them an opportunity. More police and more military is not going to bring peace to Colombia. Peace starts here at the bottom with the indigenous. And it can happen. I've seen it happen in my country, and I've seen it can happen here in Colombia. You can see inside the house the situation that these people live in, and it's pretty common. And this is a pretty modern house for the indigenous. So this is a typical house for the indigenous, and you can see they live in very depressed area, depressed situation. And there's a river right back here where they get some of their food, some of their supplies, and make money from the river, but it's very little. And this here is the house of one of the indigenous, and you can see the living conditions is what it is, and it is not necessary in this day and age. But this is a pretty modern house, actually, compared to some of the places I've been and seen. But as we walk through here, you can see what I'm expressing here. This is a typical house of the indigenous, and you can see, not to stress, these people don't complain because this is what they have. This is what they have to work with. But I was on the 10,000 man march from Pindamon to Cali with the indigenous. And one of the things they were asking was mainly for respect from their government. Respect and some of their land back that they have been pushed away, and most of these people, these indigenous, are displaced people from the war. Here's a typical kitchen where they prepare their meals. They are still cooking with wood, but the people are very prepared. They make do with what they have, and you can see the typical kitchen. And these are some of my friends. I have known them for years, but I see no change, and that's what troubles me most of all. The situation in Colombia hasn't changed that much. For the wealthy and people that have jobs and cars, and yes, it's changed for them. But the real place where we need peace is coming from these people and the people in the mountains. So I would like to express to my government, my Congress, that help is needed here, and we have the people to make these changes, but we don't have the money. The money's not allocated for stressful areas like this. I've been here long enough, and I know the problems in Colombia. there's no missionaries here working that I see. There might be in other places, but in my 10 years of working, I have seen none. And very few humanitarians, but for whatever reason, they're not here with their help. I'm asking that my Congress change some of the money that's going to the war effort and really try to work on peace. So that's my, from there we will see. And I have more footage of videos I hope that can change some people's minds.
On the south side of the city, the displaced indigenous find where to live in improvised housings made of bamboo and plastic.
Yeah, he have diarrhea, really bad, and infirma. I don't know. Stomach problems. Maybe it's just the cold, a bad cold. But I didn't know about the child being sick. I don't know what's the matter. I don't know if they know what's the matter. ¿Cuánto es tiempo por enferma?
¿Cuánto lleva enfermo?
¿Cuál? No,
The baby.
aquí se le da mucho diarrea a los niños. Va. Hoy, a ver, estos niños amaneció con hoy no más.
Just hoy, today?
Sí,
The
diarrea.
enferma this morning. You're not too happy. But this is the conditions that they're living in, and these people need help all over Colombia. But I'm particular in this city. We're doing a documentary, try to get some help for these children. Their government, maybe they don't know about all the situations. But I have friends in the government, and maybe we can get some help for these children. It's mainly. The adults, you know, they adjust pretty fast, but these children don't. You see it, they should be in school, and they're not in school. They're actually third class citizens of Colombia. Nobody cares too much about them as long as they don't say anything or cause any problems. The government just kind of closed their ear to, and it's understandable that Colombia don't only have indigenous problems, they have a lot of problems with the poor and the fighting and stuff, so it's kind of sad. It bothers me, mainly the children. This is a typical kitchen for the indigenous, and they have very few pans, very few bowls to eat out of. They take turns eating, and they cook right here. The bad thing is the filth and the bad water comes right through here. In their kitchen, they eat right here. There's no place else. These are their living. And right next to the kitchen where they prepare food is the bathroom or restroom. They have some kind of shower here, but there's no plumbing. It's just go to the bathroom and pour water down to get rid of the waste. It's, you know, it's bad conditions, just really bad. And it's in the city of Candillo. They in the city of Armenia. And this is the rest of the cooking area. Dishes, a little stove. But most generally they cook on wood and other burnable stuff. But here's a gas stove, but I'm sure there's no propane tank. But generally there's more people here. If you come here on a Saturday or Sunday, there's many people here, children everywhere. But now they're out trying to find food, and some may be in school, I don't know, but the rest of the kids couldn't explain to me why they're not in school. But I guess nobody cares. They might care, but they don't have the proper, in Colombia you have to have a uniform before you can go to school. and maybe they don't have the money to apply for their uniforms. So I don't know what the laws are in Colombia when it comes to children in school and who pays what. I know in USA it's free, but here you generally have to pay your own way. So here's a dormitory, a bedroom.
Crea usted que el día que llegamos acá, claro, sí, desde el primero vivían allá en la tierra en Chocó, pero aquí por una cosa no vinieron, eso sí, no, por subversivo que nos explotaron de allá, nos venimos, así aplazamiento. Pero todos son los hijos gobernador, también son aplazamientos, pero hicimos denuncia en UAU, pero no le quisieron escuchar. Si no hubiera así, nosotros no íbamos a hacer aquí sufrimiento con las familias. Ahora, ¿cómo estamos? Aquí estamos sufriendo mucho por hambre. Y los nieticos míos, a veces cuando como no le dan trabajo acá, casi no le dan a los mayoría. Y sufren mucho con hambre. ¿Y ahora qué pasa? Ahora, pues por ese punto venimos, pero estamos enfermando mucho los nieticos míos, a los adultos. Pues por eso estamos aburriendo mucho. Es mejor que cambie otro por esta casita, que compres otra casa. O si no, una pinquita que lo regalen a nosotros. Así voy a dar palabrita.
Antes de salir, yo fui aplazamiento, fue de por allá, ha matado 2 hermanos míos, fue solamente la guerrilla. Y en ese momento fue cuando el día que lo mataron el hermano, llegaron al otro día, me dijeron, don Pedro, usted está aburrido por sus hermanos. Entonces le dije yo, que por qué me pregunta, señor, ¿qué pasó? Ya le mataron a su hermano. Usted le da dolor de corazón por su hermano. Entonces le dije, como hombre me siento dolor, que por qué le hicieron así al hermano mío. Entonces esos señores me dijeron, ¿sabes qué, don Pedro? Nosotros no lo queremos ver ya a su familia por aquí. Damos unas semanas de plazo, ya de ahí no hace ver la cara. Y en ese momento yo, claro, en esa misma tierra que acabó de contar el hijo, en ese momento yo lo tenía 7 marranitos. De ahí mismo yo los tenía a mi familia. Y esos marranitos tampoco no los pude vender. Tocó dejarle así. Y él le dijo, todo es para ellos. Me dijeron que salieran de una vez, entonces ya me tocó venir solamente con mi familia.
The village of Yanacona has found a way of connecting to Earth in the difficult situation in the middle of the city.
Estamos trabajando en una política a un plan de vida de recuperar tierras dentro del departamento del Quindío, porque de nuestros lugares de origen es muy poquita la tierra que hay y no es capacitada para sostener nuestros indígenas que estamos fuera de los territorios ancestrales. Entonces, hoy estamos haciendo aquí donde estamos, sé que el día de mañana van a sacar a estos hermanos indígenas, pero lo que se ve aquí alrededor, esto es lo que queremos tener hacia un futuro para nuestras generaciones. Queremos que el día de mañana algunas ONGs internacionales, por favor, nos colaboren haciendo algún tipo de ayuda o presión al gobierno, porque acá el gobierno, las tierras que están en vía de extinción se las está entregando a personas que verdaderamente no se merece esta tierra. Entonces esperamos que de pronto con presión de algunas ONG internacionales nos colaboren, porque por lo menos hay un promedio de 350 familias en el municipio de Armenia y verdaderamente es perjudicial porque primero no estamos al entorno de nuestros usos y costumbres, segundo nos estamos sometiendo a otras culturas que no es adecuada para nuestros pueblos, entonces eso es lo que queremos. Hemos hecho algún trabajo con algunas comunidades y dicen que sí queremos recuperar tierras, entonces queremos también a eso es para tener nuestras propias culturas, tener nuestros propios bailes, que eso es lo que nos identifica como pueblos originarios del territorio nacional.
Toward the Central Range, 15 kilometers from Armenia, we find the indigenous reserve of Quebrada Negra.
We're here in a finca that the government has given to the indigenous through, but they have no money to develop the finca. They want to move several families up here where they're more well adjusted in the mountains. That's where they come from, and so city life, it doesn't suit them. They just don't adjust very well. And they're lowered down to begging for food, begging for any handout they can get in the cities or in the streets. And they live in very poor conditions. But in the mountains, they can live in poor conditions, but they're happy because they're where they're more used to, where they're better adjusted. So what we're trying to do is maybe trying to get some money and get some help for these people so they can live in the mountains, and most of them are displaced from the lands. This is the city here, and this is the finca was given to them, but they're trying to get more fincas for some more displaced indigenous. So the plan is excellent. The thing is, this is a beautiful finca or a farm. It is beautiful up here, you can see. And the government a lot of times